Theresa May's handling of Brexit has gone down incredibly badly. So much so that Tory MPs have been handing in letters of resignation and Conservative associations across the country have been rebelling against it. It's got so bad that one Tory MP, Bridgen, has actually invited Westmonster up to have exclusive access so he can go door knocking to essentially canvass against his own party leader in order to ensure that the will of the people, i.e. Brexit, is enforced. Let's go to an area now where he says we'll get the views of real people on the ground.
And I'm really concerned that obviously my association now know about the Chequers proposals and they're vehemently against them. And the public are going to find out as time goes on more and more about Chequers. And I think the more they find out about it, the less they're going to like it. What do you think of Theresa May's strategy for getting us out of the European?
She's not strong enough.
What would you like to see done differently then from her, do you think?
Well, somebody with some guts to say we're leaving and telling them over the continent what to do.
Yeah. Do you think Theresa May's being strong enough in standing up for Britain and with the EU?
I think she's a bit lost, I think, now. First, when I voted for her, it looked very strong, but at the moment it seemed to be she lost.
Will you still vote Conservative next time?
I'm not sure, but yeah.
How we handle Brexit will make a big difference to that.
If you don't vote Conservative, will it singularly be because of the handling of Brexit?
Yes, definitely.
What did you vote to leave the European Union?
Yes.
How do you feel that we're getting on with leaving the European Union?
We ain't leaving at the moment, are we?
No. And what do you think about Theresa May's performance as Prime Minister in delivering Brexit that we promised you?
Not very good.
How does that affect how you might be voting at the next election?
I shall still vote for her. I don't know.
If you don't vote Tory, will it be because of the handling of Brexit?
Yeah.
Is that the only reason?
Yeah, I think it will.
You're a little bit disappointed with the way it's going?
Yes, I am. I'm really fed up with it going on and on and on and on and on as it is. It's just...
What do you think of the Prime Minister, Theresa May's performance on delivering the Brexit we've promised?
I just think she's just taking her time. It's just like I said, it's just taking too long and she's not doing what it is. But
what's your husband called?
Rob.
Rob, nice to meet you, Rob. I'm Patrick. I'm a reporter at Westmonster. I'm just with your MP today, Bridgen. Look, we're just asking, what's your take on where we're up to with Brexit and how it's being handled?
I think it's going on too long.
Yeah.
I think they should just get on with it.
Yeah. What's your take on Theresa May specifically as a leader? She's our envoy to the EU, isn't she? What's your take on how she's doing over there?
I don't think she's strong enough, to be honest, with the EU. I think she needs to just lay down the law a bit more with Britain.
You voted Remain. OK, that's fine. I was for Leave, but it doesn't matter. How do you feel about how the referendum result's been delivered or not delivered over the last 2 years?
It's a mess.
It's a mess. It might be. Will you still be voting Conservative, or will the way that Brexit turns out influence which way you might vote?
No, I don't think it's a change.
That is what I want to hear, really.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Well, Jeremy Corbyn is quite scary, isn't he? Mrs. Murphy, I'll leave you to it.
Though you've still got a say in how the country's been run. You voted for Leave, and she's in charge of Leave. And do you feel let down by that, really?
Well, probably. I don't really know because I'm not. I don't watch it that closely because, to be perfectly honest with you now, I'm sick to death of it.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
A lot of people are, I think.
Yeah, Brexit this, Brexit that. I'm just thinking we'll just do it.
But does it knock your faith in democracy that we, as a country, we voted to leave, and it feels like
we're staying? Yeah. Why should we keep up with all the European rules and regulations if we're leaving?
If it's delayed, would you be annoyed at that?
Yeah, I think I would, and I would also be very annoyed if the Meccas go to the have second another vote. Yeah.
So why don't you want a second referendum?
Because I think when you like I voted in the national, and Conservatives won, but I voted for Labour. I can't stand up and say, right, we'll have another one because, it's not the one I wanted. And I think the Remain people should accept the majority have said leave.
Now, how do you feel that the Brexit negotiations are going?
I don't think they're going very well at all.
Can I ask who you blame for that then?
I don't think
I don't think Theresa May really knows what she's doing, to be honest. I just don't think we're getting on as well as they'd hoped to.
What's your take on how it is going then, and in terms of what would you like to see done differently?
I think if they're going to leave, they want to do it and be done with it.
In terms of the way that we're being led out of it, though, for Theresa May, what's your take on that? Could she be being a bit stronger? Do you think she's doing a good job? What do you make of it?
I think they all could have been stronger. I do, from the start.
And if there were another referendum, which way would you vote now?
I don't know.
So you were a Remainer, now you don't know. I mean, don't you think the EU have shown their true colours with the way they've dealt with us during these negotiations? Do you think we could ever go back to that relationship now?
No, I don't think it'd be the same.
We couldn't go back, could we?
No.
It'd be like going back to an abusive relationship. We'd be a doormat now, wouldn't we?
If you're sacked from an employment, you can never go back.
I mean, look, off the back of what we've seen today, we've met a cross-section of society, we've met Labour voters, Tory voters, Remainers, Leavers. The overall message seems to be a similar thing, get on with it. The overall message seems to be a little bit that they don't trust Theresa May. If you had to give a message to Theresa off the back of what we've seen today, what would it be?
At the end of the day, in politics, a lot of everything's about trust. If we are perceived to be the government that let down the promises we've made about delivering Brexit properly, we will be punished at the polls, and it's not only bad for the Conservative Party, bad for the government, this is ultimately going to be very, very bad for our democracy. We could spend a decade rebuilding out of power.
So yes, look, we went door knocking with a Conservative MP, and yes, as it turns out, he was quite keen to ask most of the questions himself. But the fact is, we did speak to Labour voters, we did speak to Tory voters, Leavers and Remainers, and broadly speaking, they are all saying the same thing. They don't back Theresa May, they don't think she's been strong enough, they don't think she can really continue to lead, and they don't think she's enforcing the will of the people. And the end game for that is it's going to have a big knock-on effect for the Tories at the next general election. Is that a risk that other Tory MPs are willing to take?